These are the ports, and I have assigned them some names. Here we have our global variables, and here we have our interrupts. These interrupts will handle the user input or the keypad. And then here we have the LCD set bits. This will accept a char value and will interpret the bits and send some signal towards the LCD. This function is an LCD function which takes a char value and will send commands to the LCD with the help of the LCD set bits function. This is just to clear the LCD. Here, this function will help us set the cursor on the LCD. This is the sequence to start the LCD. And here we have a function to print a char on the LCD. And here we have also an LCD function that will accept some strings, but it will split the strings using pointers and will call the char function. The ADC initialization, the ADC read that will just read the ADC values. And here we have some miscellaneous function that will help us to properly execute our main function. So here is our main. We have some variables here, while not RC0. So while there is no voltage that is not being detected, then this circuit will not start. If the start button is also not pressed, then we display idle. And if the start flag has been pressed but not the continue flag, then it will accept some user input. So the user can input here, and then it will display as well what he has inputted. And once the user has pressed the continue, here we measure the amps 20 times from the ADC read, and then we average it. And these here are just sequential way of displaying our values. As you can see here, we have different way of calculating the cost depending on how many digits the user has inputted. And here I have decided to have a +1 because it will round down every time a number is divisible by 5 and 10. So this is our circuit. It's now running, and in order for us to start this circuit is to press this start button or the simulate voltage source, which just simulates that it's being plugged. So here in this part, it will accept user input depending on the rating of the electricity bill in their area. And by the way, this will accept up to 1 decimal place. So let's try any number. As you can see, it has 1 decimal, and then after that it will not accept a fourth number. So you can press the continue button at this point, and then it will calculate the cost per hour. So here it displays the average amps, the power, and the cost per hour. As you can see here from the ammeter, it says 9.17, but as what I have discussed earlier, it reads 20 times and gets the average. And we can restart the circuit once again, and let's say 49.9 here. And there you have it. It's the correct cost as per calculation here in my end. I've also discussed earlier that it will not accept values less than 1. Okay, so it still displays the average amps and power, but it will not display the cost. And it's also important to note that the current reading and power computation is just from this device, the lamp. We can also try another device to test for its functionality.